What's up, guys? It's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, we have a lot of stuff and a lot of games that was announced thanks to the Nintendo Switch Direct that happened. And of course, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I will be making a ton of videos, and I feel that's a bit too much, so I'm just gonna be doing some videos talking about some of the games. What game am I gonna talk about now that caught my attention? And that game is called Reynatis, or Reynatis. I don't know how they're gonna pronounce it. If I'm not mistaken, it was shown for the Japanese version of the Nintendo Switch Direct, so we didn't get to see this game if you were watching the North America or US Nintendo Switch Direct, because apparently there's some stuff that was only shown in the Japanese Direct, while the Western Direct or North America Direct didn't get those games. And this game really caught my eye because it feels like we have Versus 13 at home, or we have a Verum Rex at home. Like, looking at the visuals, looking at the trailer, I was just like, this gives a lot of vibes of that. And well, you can get an idea why, because there's actually like some surprising names working on this game. So, for starters, the game is going to be written by Kazushige Nojima. So, Kazushige Nojima, if you might have heard of him, he wrote, like Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy X. He also helped with Kingdom Hearts. Small games, right? You have him working on that. Apparently, he also wrote the mythology of Fabula Nova Crystallis, which was used for the foundation for some of the titles within the series. He also wrote most of Kingdom Hearts and the scenario for 15, previously known as Versus 13. So you catch my drift why I'm like, okay, I can see that. And then the composer for the game is none other than Yoko Shimomura. She has composed, and she's the pianist primarily for her work of Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, they have a lot of talent here. Reynatis is a new action RPG, and it will be coming out for the PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. So far, there's only a Japanese release date, but my guess is probably like NIS America's gonna pick it up, and we're gonna see it like months after the release date for this game. If I'm not mistaken, Reynatis is supposed to come out in Japan July 25th. So I'm guessing maybe by the end of the year we could see this being launched in the West. The game is being published by FuRyu and developed by Natsume Atari. I'll read about what we know so far. So this is a juvenile action RPG set in a realistic Shibuya Tokyo, where two protagonists in different positions fight for the world they desire. Modern day Shibuya Tokyo, where magic exists. Marin Kirizumi is a magician who has obtained power, free from anyone's constraints, and aims for freedom. Sari Nishijima, who desires an orderly world, oversees magician. The story begins to unfold when these two protagonists from different backgrounds meet. And then the game describes as there's suppression mode and liberation mode, which apparently you'll be able to switch between those two modes to perform flashy actions. At least here there's not a lot of information. And then there is exploration. Explore in suppression mode while concealing your identity. If the fact that you are a magician is revealed, the MEA will immediately rush to the scene. So my guess is suppression mode, there's probably like you're not using magic, while in liberation mode you will be able to use magic. Two different combat styles, that is my guess. Looking at the trailer, you can tell it's very flashy. The combat tries to be flashy. I really like the character's design and aesthetics of the world, so that really hooked me in, and I was like, oh wow, this looks super fun. And then like looking at the combat, it's an action RPG, so of course I thought it looked particularly interesting. I am very on board for this game. I will definitely be trying it out when it comes out, and I will put a video out, and I'm looking forward for this. However, I'm a bit concerned. Looking at the trailer, you can tell there's a lot of frame drops. Like, frame rate just dips, especially in the combat.
日常から自由を求めて渋谷を訪れる。世界でありながら正義を信じて力を振るう。俺は
俺のためにしか戦わない。
There parts of course looks interesting, looks flashy, but that frame rate is just killing me. And some parts looks a bit janky-ish, though one can say, well, it's on par with what FuRyu usually picks up. So it's not like these are AAA games. Like, I can get over jankiness, but if this is an action game, it's gonna be flashy, there's gonna be particle effects, you're gonna be like fighting stuff, it's gonna be quick pace. Frame rate is key, or at least a stable frame rate. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to fight bosses, to be in the middle of combat and see like projectiles and see effects on the screen and just have your frame rate dip. And the fact that makes it even more concerning is this game is supposed to come out in a couple of months, so I am really hoping they managed to fix that. I'm just hoping this is old ass like version of the game, or like their priority right now is to optimize it and make sure the frame rate is stable, because goddamn, like that's the main concern that I have, because this looks interesting for me. I like a lot what I see, but there is concern in that aspect. So I don't know, like I'm hoping they fix it, or if not, like put it back in the oven, just take your time with it before you release it. And at the same time, Natsume Atari, if you look at their history in development, they really haven't done massive big projects like these, or at least like a lot of their games tend to be, you know, smaller in scale. So we'll see. Like I said, fingers crossed this turns out to be fantastic and fun. But yeah, it is what it is. I am interested though. As always though, what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think Reynatis gives us those vibes of Versus 13 and like Verum Rex? Because for me it feels a bit that way. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.